Should I look at you or at the camera?
We just look right into the camera. Yes, thank you. This is Bruce Bawer, and I'm in The Hague on Friday, February 5th, 2010, with Geert Wilders, who is a member of the lower house of the Dutch Parliament. He is the head of the Freedom Party, one of the major parties in this country, and he is perhaps the most popular politician in this nation at the moment. He is also, at present, undergoing a trial. And I think that for many viewers who may not be familiar with what's going on, can you sum up what you're being accused of?
Yes. But first, maybe allow me to say that I'm very honored to be interviewed by you. A lot of people in Holland, at least in my circles, know about Bruce Bawer and all your books from while you were slept to surrender, and I'm very pleased that you're here today. Well, unfortunately, it happened 2 years ago that a lot of people, because of my movie Fitna and some other remarks I made about the Islamic ideology, made a lot of complaints against me to the police. The public prosecutor in the Netherlands said that they would not prosecute me because they thought I did nothing that was against the law. But in the Netherlands we have a provision in the Dutch law that is unfamiliar in most other Western states, that people can complain to a higher court if they disagree with that decision. And unfortunately, the higher court in Amsterdam overruled the decision and ordered the public prosecutors to prosecute me. So now they are prosecuting me for hate speech, for group insult, for discrimination of Muslims, of non-Western immigrants, and of Moroccans. So those 5 charges are being brought against me today.
Why did this happen? Why do you think that decision was overruled?
Well, I cannot really look into the heads of the judges in the higher court, but it was totally unexpected, both for me and also for the public prosecutor, who were now forced to prosecute me. Well, it's a sign of, I believe, political correctness, that you can say a lot of things about Christianity, about any other religion, but hey, don't really try to be critical about the Islamization and the, I believe, dangerous values against our freedom of Islam and what is happening in our free societies. Don't warn against that, because then, well, you get into a lot of trouble. And I believe that, well, the political elite today is not very successful in beating my party in a political way. So they are looking for different ways. And even though the judges should be independent in the Netherlands, I'm afraid that they are also vulnerable for the virus of political correctness and want to shut down anybody who says anything against this cultural relativism, this multicultural society, and especially anybody who is critical about Islam, whereas I'm more especially not only critical about Islam, but the reason I'm critical about Islam, because I believe it goes against our freedom and our own values, and this is what I'm fighting for. But the more popular I get amongst the people, the more people want to shut me up at the same time.
Now, for those of us who are not that familiar with the way that the judicial system works in the Netherlands, how, generally speaking, how will this trial proceed? How long would something like this be expected to go on?
Well, it can take many years.
Is that so?
First, well, if you include possible appeals, and the appeals most probably will be there, whether I'm acquitted or convicted, one of the parties will appeal to the higher court, then to the Supreme Court, perhaps even to the European Court. So it can take years. But now we are in the beginning. There were already 2 sessions, 2 public sessions, and well, they are very saddening as well, because I asked a few weeks ago the court to at least defend myself, not only because of the freedom of speech, but also because what I believe that what I've said about the Quran and the Islam is the truth, and I should be able to defend myself and to establish that I said the truth. So I asked for 18 expert witnesses, both on the field of freedom of speech, professors, but also people who are very knowledgeable nationally and internationally about Islam and the Quran. And unfortunately, this is really ridiculous. I cannot really explain why, but the court decided that from my request from 18 witnesses, they only allowed 3, and they threw 15 of them away without any reason. So the major part of my defense is to show the public with 18 expert witnesses what I'm talking about and what I said, that it really was the truth. I am now only left with 3 witnesses. Those 3, those few are also questioned behind closed doors. Yes. So it's like I feel like I'm being taken to court in some kind of totalitarian country where I cannot be allowed to defend myself in the way I should with as much expert witnesses that I want, and those 3 that are accepted are even heard without the public being able to hear it behind closed doors. So this is what the court decided a few days ago, and this is an enormous setback for me and my defense team.
Is that a very common thing in this country for someone who is trying to defend himself in a court action to have witnesses turned back in such high numbers?
No, this is also, it's a very good question, Bruce, because in cases that are less major than this one, are less principal, sometimes a criminal who committed murder or anything is able in the Netherlands to get 15 or 20 expert witnesses. We have had very small cases where 5 or 6 expert witnesses were allowed. So it's even if you look at the Dutch press today, even not only my friends but also my foes, also the people who strongly disagree with me, like professors in law, said that it's very uncommon and a very ununderstandable decision of the court to not allow me the expert witnesses and those 3 that are allowed, even to hear them behind closed doors. So it's not common in Holland, and it's a sign that it's, like I always have said and still are saying now, it's a political trial. It's not a normal trial. It's a political trial that I thought we did not have anymore in the Netherlands for a few centuries. Well, unfortunately, we still have them.
I saw that in today's Volkskrant there is a small article saying that 6 supposed experts in Islam and in law have sent a letter to the court challenging your interpretation of Islam, and these are people who are apparently experts in Sharia law and Islamology and so forth. Have you seen this letter?
I've seen it, yes. I've seen it.
Yes. What do you make of it?
Well, I mean, like I said, there is a lot of resistance to what I say. I mean, I represent today, if you look at the polls, the biggest party of Holland. But and I'm loved by a lot of people, but it's black or white. There are also a lot of people who hate my guts. So those professors who disagree with me from the beginning are now giving to the court letters and analysis that what I said is wrong, and they make it public. That's why it's so important that I should be allowed to have my own expert witnesses, not only from the Netherlands but also from abroad, that have also studied the Quran, or also knowledgeable in that, and can make the other side, can show the other side of the coin, my side of the coin, which I believe is the truth. So I'm not allowed for them to speak in court, and the opposite party is making public, and all the newspapers in Holland are publishing that I'm not right. So even in the public arena, it's not a fair play.